Good afternoon, guys and girls. Rob along with Keith today, and we got 11 early games today. Um, Dolphins lose Tua. Looks like for the next 2 weeks he could be out, and you've got people within the NFL community saying Tua should give it up. So I don't know. Without Tua, the Dolphins probably win 6-8 games tops. They're not going to be a division
Who's the,
champion,
who's the backup?
and it opens the door right back up for either Buffalo or
Who's
their
starting?
backup is. You know what? I don't know next week. Let me look real quick. Um, Miami Dolphins backup quarterback. Former NFL quarterback predicts Tom Brady will sign with the Dolphins. Oh my God!
Yeah,
How about that?
I don't think so.
I don't. Tua has no plans of retiring, um, but it doesn't show who their quarterback is. Let's see who we got.
They were
Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson.
They were telling him he should have retired last time he got hurt.
3 years. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, so and then listen then. So Brian's the only one got the Buffalo game there. Yeah. And how about Missouri this weekend? Wow, they just
Boston College gave him a game.
They did. They really, really, really did. And then Wisconsin quarterback. That's a sad story right there. That could be his career. I'm hearing. So,
yeah, he blew out a ligament.
Blew at his ACL and MCL. It looks like so. Yeah, it looks like that could be his career. No chance. It looks like at the NFL level now for him. And then Kansas.
I think it was just the way his weight when he planted that last step on that leg before he got hit on the play, going out of bounds. But I don't think it was the hit. I think it. Of course, I could be wrong, but I didn't see it over and over and over again. But
yep, I got you.
I tell you what, I watched the LSU South Carolina game, which was a good game. Early on, it looked like South Carolina was just going to blow them out.
Yeah, and then LSU scores in the last minute to win, don't they?
Well, but before that, I mean, South Carolina had that game. They had a pick six that got taken off the board. The guy went 99 yards or something for a touchdown, but somebody hit the quarterback late on the return, and they got an intentional foul. What do they call it? Roughing penalty.
Personal foul, roughing
penalty. Yeah, so that got taken off the board, and then then they had a holding call or something that. I mean, that they had opportunity. They might have had two pick sixes taken off the board. If you remember, because I was switching games. I think they might have had two.
That's crazy. Vikings 49ers. That's one of the early games today. Me and you see this one totally different. You think it's going to be a low scoring game or at least under 45. I think it's going to be a roll your boat type of game. I think the 49ers could put 30 plus on the board in this game. Do you think the Niners are 6-point favorites here? Do you think outright the Vikings win this ball game?
No.
You don't? Okay. You think they keep
I don't think it's going to would be one of the biggest upsets ever, but I don't.
Right. I got you. Yeah, I just think this is going to be – I think they'll hit 50, 55 points easily in this ball game. Seahawks, Patriots, me and Keith – no, Keith likes the Seahawks in this ball game. He likes giving up the points. I like the Pats in this game, but I'm not as firm on it as I was Wednesday night. We both think points, 38.5 is a joke here. I think they can score more than that. We both think that. But running the ball is going to be essential for either team here. I don't see either quarter. Do you see either quarterback in this game getting 300 yards passing, Keith? I don't.
I really don't. I don't really have a good feel for the Patriots defense.
Uh-huh.
I definitely don't expect that the Patriots are going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think either one will.
But the Seahawks are I think they're kind of a balanced team, so probably not.
Yeah. So then we go to the
coach is what, Mayo? Is Mayo their head coach?
Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, he's a defensive guy.
He was a linebacker back in the day. He got some good production out of his defense last week. Giants Commanders. That's another early game. Washington's playing at home. They're 2-point favorites today.
I was just going to say though, sometimes you can have a defensive game with still scoring because teams have short fields.
Yeah.
Or you get turnovers that set up easy scores, or the defense scores touchdowns.
And it looks like the offense has never been in the game at all and still get 40 points on the board because they're playing inside their red zone all game. Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Turnovers, there's lots of different ways points can be put on the board.
Yeah. The Giants Commanders game, 43.5. I laughed at that. I really think this is going to be a low scoring game. I don't think either team scores 20 points in this game, but I'm going to go out on a limb in this game. I'm going to say Daniel Jones throws for 250 yards and no picks today. That's what scares me more than anything. People do not give this kid any credit at all. I don't want him on my team either. But Daniel Jones is capable of doing it. He's done it against Washington before.
We've seen him. He's been witnessed playing well in the past, so he's capable of it. It's just in Washington's I still don't trust our defense.
No,
our pass defense especially.
And that's why I went with the Giants.
Coming off that, last week when they were playing Tampa Bay, it's like they can get pressure sometimes on the quarterback, but they never get him. And I'm kind of repeating what I said Wednesday night. When they have a chance at an interception, they don't catch it, they drop it. So every time their defense has a chance to do something, or it's third and long and they give up the first down.
If they force a fumble, you got three Washington jerseys around the ball, and they'll try to pick it up and scoop it or something, where the other team will just lay on the football in between them three players.
It's like they got something in front of them, so he just keeps jerking it away.
Kind of like a rabbit in front of the dog.
It just keeps getting away from them. Yeah. Or like the piece of paper in the wind that's blowing, and you go to grab it, and then the wind takes it again.
Takes it and flies it.
And he's still got
100 yards farther down the field. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
but I would not be surprised if the Giants win this game.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think for the balance of the season, I think Washington will be a better team than them. But for whatever reason, Washington seems to play good when they play the Eagles and play terrible when they play the Giants.
Yeah. Eagles and Cowboys, they bring their best games.
Well, no, I wouldn't say they bring their best game against Dallas. They might give them one good game a year.
But the problem is their best game doesn't match the best games of those two teams because they just don't match up with them. Yeah.
What was it? Last year they had the lead on the Eagles late, I think, both times, and they let both of them get away.
Yep,
then when they played the Giants, they just played like the high school team both times.
So we'll see what happens there. Chargers and Panthers. What do we say here? The Panthers are playing at home. That's about it.
Harbaugh, for whatever. I mean, his personality is one that people either love it or hate it, I guess.
And it matches perfect with his kid as quarterback.
Yeah. I think he's just got the perfect personality for the game of football, though.
Yeah,
and he does have knowledge, and I think he's a good judge of talent when he sees it. And I think he's somehow, some way, he's got good communication skills. I think when it comes to the players, they know he's got their back, but they know that he expects them to play hard. He gives them the confidence, but he gives them. And the
as soon as
motivation somehow
as soon
all
as you
on.
think he's giving them enough rope, he gives them a little bit more to work with so they don't hang themselves. He gives them enough.
He seems to get the most out of what he's got.
He does. He does. Saints Cowboys. They play early game today too. Actually, yeah.
I was listening to NFL Network. They were talking about Dallas's offense last week, and they said,
Nine
distance,
drives. I saw that 9 drives.
They were saying they really didn't have a lot of real big plays. They only had like 3 or 4 really good explosive type plays.
Yeah.
And only like one really good run in the game.
Over 20 yards, over 15 yards. Yep.
Yeah, and like 3 pass plays that were pretty good.
But their defense just clamped down everything.
And the Saints have won, I guess, like 5 of their last 6 regular season games going back to last year.
Yeah.
And coming off of them. I mean, we don't expect a lot out of Carolina, but they did do what they needed to do.
Right.
And showed that they could blow them out. Is that Alex? Probably.
Big fat oily guy. What's up?
Beef hog.
Yeah. I don't know. I expect the Cowboys today at home to really, really present themselves as a team that wants to go to the playoffs, that wants to really do something. I highly expect this game to be a lot of points, mostly for the Cowboys. I won't be surprised at all if this is a 30-7 game or something like it. It will not surprise me. It really won't. I just don't think the Saints.
I don't think it'll be that high scoring. I think it'll be kind of a medium. Either I kind of look at 30-something points to maybe low 40s in this game.
Oh, okay. And it could be because I don't think the Saints are going. I just don't think I see the Saints going up down.
I don't really see anybody getting to 30 points in that game. Interception return or something.
I think the Cowboys do reach 30, but we'll see what happens there. Colts and Packers were against each other on this one as well. I think this is a statement game for the Green Bay Packers. I don't think they can sit around thinking, well, we get Love back in 4 more weeks, 5 more weeks, or something like that. They cannot do it. Malik Willis has to come in there today, not with a game plan of handing the ball off and running and handing the ball off. He's got to throw the ball down the field, stretch the field on the Colts. Packers are playing at home. This is one of the weeks that I'm stressing. You're playing at home. You better show something. I think the Packers win this ball game. I think they actually win it pretty easily. I think it'll be under the total, but I think this could be easily a 24-13, 24-10 game. I like the Packers. I like the Packers.
It's interesting to see how Willis looks with the Green Bay coaching,
right?
Because Love looks like he's learned a lot there, and there's times he seems like he's learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers as well in terms of how he goes about playing the game. Now, Willis didn't have any exposure to Rodgers, but he did have exposure to Jordan Love a little bit.
And his whole coaching staff.
And the coaching staff. So maybe we'll see, more what he's got as far as potential at this stage of his career. Richardson is one of those guys that's like I don't really know what to expect, and nobody does. He's got he is a good athlete, and he has shown that he can do some things that are explosive, but not that he can do it consistently.
Right.
And so can he? Well, I don't know. He'll show us eventually, unless he is always on the IR list.
Right, unless he fizzes out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think there's reason to give up on him yet. But at the same time, he's not really necessarily way ahead of Willis right now. And Green Bay, they've got some other talent. The receivers stepped up last year.
They got a lot of talented.
They got Jacobs in the backfield.
And they got a good offensive line. Yeah.
So I mean, and then they'll be at home too. So that'll feel good. That's a good place to play for a home team.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're going to have to wrap it up. But I think we've got a good idea of what we're going to do. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in. And I think we're going to try to get some good games in
We got the Browns and Jags. Jags are 3-point favorites today. We went across the board today. We all like the Jags. This is one right now. I'm kind of shaking my head, like, okay, did I actually pick the Jags this week? But I did go with the Jags. That's a home field advantage that they better hope it gets 85, 90 degrees. That's all I can say. They got to hope for a hot day. Here on the East Coast today, it is not hot at all. Last I checked, I want to say it's 74 here. We're in the DC metro. Well, not DC metro. We're in the Mid Atlantic area, so I'm about as far away from Carolina as I am from Washington. But a lovely, lovely day. I thought it was going to rain today. It's still very, very overcast. We still could get some drizzle out of this deal, but now they're giving it only a 22% chance of rain today. So it's not as big a deal. I think Washington has a better chance of playing in that than they would have in a slop mess. Jags.
Washington.
Yeah, they're playing at home today, and then
okay. Yeah,
I originally thought that they were going to be playing in a sloppy mess, and I really wasn't going to give them a chance then. I was going to be like, okay, that defensive backfield is already a mess, and then on top of that, you got to make them slip and slide around. They're not going to have a chance in hell, but they're going to have a chance. Browns Jags today, though. We all like a high-scoring game in this ball game. We all went over the total. But 41.5 is not really a lot of points.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really.
Yeah, I don't see a track meet here. I don't see neither team. Both teams could reach 20, but I don't think both teams get 30.
If I'm the Browns, I almost consider trading Watson for a 7th round 2035 draft pick and a jar pick.
Well, the problem is you got to give the other team probably $60 million on top of it, too, because he's just making that's the problem. He's making so damn much money. And now he's sewed up the next 2 or 3 years of existence. So I'm with you. If I am the coach,
to me, he could be a something that's just too big a distraction and his presence could make the team worse, I think.
Yes. When he was hurt, they actually won games. Remember that now. Don't forget when he couldn't play, and then Houston played without him for a while. They actually played better. It could happen. It definitely could happen. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
And they have Jameis Winston as a backup. I don't think much of him either, but
I don't either. But that 1 year he was in Tampa, he got 30 touchdowns, 30 INTs. Well, hell, 30 touchdowns, that's a start. The problem is you got to cut those interceptions out. You really have to. Jets Titans today. We all like the Titans in this ball game, and we really don't have a lot to go on in this game. They did run the ball pretty effectively last week, but they did not get the ball down the field at all. A couple of stupid mistakes by the Titans quarterback. He's got to clean that up. On the other side, Aaron Rodgers, are they capable of putting 28 points on the board? If Aaron Rodgers and that offense can put 28 points on the board, Titans lose this ball game. They will lose it.
Yeah, minus the pick six, and there was another pass he had made earlier in the game like that. That was just he got lucky that it didn't get intercepted. Other than that, though, I liked what I saw out of Levis last week. I saw that whole game. I think he's making strides. I think he's going to be a good starter there for a long amount of time.
Last week was against the Bears.
Yeah, I thought
the Bears defense is real. The Bears I think the Jets defense is taking a step back. I don't think they're as good as they were last year.
The Titans actually outplayed the Bears. That pick six was the difference, and then they had a special teams score. I think. Yeah, block. Was it a block one, or did they have a scoop and score on or a return or something? But anyway,
did they have a punt return for touchdown?
Something like that. It seemed like that.
I think punt return for touchdown. Yeah.
So, and the Titans were up 17-0, in the first half, and they were physically beating the Bears on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They were running the ball with Pollard, and they Levis was making some good passes. They kept drives going. I'll say this about Williams. I think he has to still kind of figure out, what he can and can't do in the NFL. The stuff that he could get away with as far as his scrambling and athletic ability in college that usually worked out great for him. There were a couple times last week where he got scrambled. One time he lost like 19 yards or more.
Yeah.
And another time he went to spin around, go the other way, and ran right into the chest of a defender, and he got dropped immediately. So
Williams.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was that got him, but he thought he was going to have open field going back the other way, and he didn't. He got clobbered.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to learn that he can't hang on to the ball.
Yeah.
And having said that, comparing what I saw with him to what I saw with Fields, I think I got a lot more higher hopes for Williams.
The Bears.
Yeah,
For the Bears.
I think he's going to be a better player. I just think he's got although listening to Kurt Warner this week talk about how the younger quarterbacks seem to do on a pure progression type of way that they go through learning how to read their routes and stuff, their options. And he was talking about how he would do it. But anyway, they might have to make adjustments with that too. So he sees what the defense is doing more than what looking for a receiver. I don't want to go on any longer about that because we got other games to talk about.
But Bucks and Lions, we both picked the Bucks in this ball game. I think the Bucks offense can keep them in the game here. They're playing in Detroit, but I think the Bucks will play within a touchdown of this team.
Yeah, as bad as the Commanders played last week, it doesn't take away from the fact that the Buccaneers looked good, and
they did.
Their quarterback played well. Receiver Evans, of course, was his usual self. The Buccaneers are a good team. They lost up there in the playoffs last year. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they went up there and won this game.
No. Ravens 9.5-point favorites. They really ran into the buzzsaw in Kansas City. They came a couple of inches away from winning that ball, or at least going to overtime. Mm-hmm. But we both like the Raiders in this. I do. I think the Raiders' defense is better than people are giving them credit for. And the Ravens have not shown me in the last 4 years that they can throw the ball vertically. If they can't do it against some teams, you don't have a chance. They probably beat this Raiders team, but 9.5 was too much. Neither one of us liked that game.
Yeah, and every year in the NFL in week 2, there's always going to be some games where you think you kind of know the team's going in based on what you saw the week before. And then you find out, oh, wait, that team's capable of playing like that. Well, that might be what you see with the Raiders this week. They might show you a lot more than what they showed against the Chargers last year. And the Ravens might show a weakness or something that they have. They lost, and they're coming off a loss. But, yeah, I mean, the conventional wisdom would be that the Ravens are going to probably go in there as a much better team with a quarterback that's he was MVP last year, wasn't he?
I think so.
That they're going to roll. And then all of a sudden, Raiders are capable of playing good against a team like that. It's like, I don't know if this will be the game that does that. But there's a possibility. I think they probably keep it.
Rams, Cardinals, same way. I think the Rams are better than they showed up with last week. I think they're going to march into Arizona this week. 1.5 dog. I think they outright win this ball game. It wouldn't surprise me if they beat them by double digits.
I wouldn't be surprised by much of anything in that game. I don't really expect it to be a blowout, though.
No. But I like the Rams in that ball game. Bengals, Chiefs. I have no reason to like the Bengals, and I got every reason to like the Chiefs. They're at home. They're the best team. They're the best offense. They're the best defense. 6 points. I don't think 6 points come into play. Do you? Now, I realize the Bengals have beaten them 3 of the last 4 times, but this ain't the same Bengals team we've been seeing.
No, but the one thing that they were saying this morning is that Burrow seems to be 100% as far as his health.
Yeah, and he better be. He
Yeah.
better be.
So I'm just the only thing is, and they do have Jamar Chase of the Bengals, so he can if he can beat his guy, if he's got a mismatch on his guy,
Yep.
that could give the Bengals a couple quick scores during the game.
Yeah, good.
And I'm not really sure what to expect out of the Chiefs defense. I mean, I know they still can get a pass rush on you with their star linemen, but
And the Bengals
Chiefs
offensive
should cover that. They should, but
Bengals offensive line scares the hell out of me too. They were really bad.
yeah.
They're bad. So,
But
and
a
then
couple big plays could come into to make that
final
game.
day game today, the Steelers at the Broncos. Steelers are 3-point favorites going to Denver. They probably shouldn't be. I'm gonna throw it on football here in a second myself. When we'll see what Washington can do, but
I lost track at a time.
yeah, Steelers 3-point favorites. I think they march into Denver today and win this ball game outright. Bo Nix is in for a showing today because think about what the Steelers can do to a good quarterback. Bo Nix is a rookie quarterback. I don't care if he is at home. I think this is a large, steep climb for the Broncos. I think the Steelers should be favored in this ball game, really. I don't much care who the Steelers have as quarterback. It's totally different with them. They depend on their running game and short passing game. And if they're able to do that at all in this game without turning the ball over,
yeah, that's the thing. Not turning
Steelers should win this by at least a touchdown. Agreed?
Yes. It's just as long as Fields doesn't screw it up.
Yeah. We'll talk about the night games. We got Bears, Titans coming up tonight. Falcons, Eagles tomorrow night. So maybe we'll have a post game today, roughly maybe about 7:15, 7:30.
Washington lost about 4 yards on first down again in the first play.
Oh my goodness, this is
great pass, and he was tackled as soon as he caught the ball.
Not looking good for us. So watch your games, guys. Have a lot of fun today, and we'll try to be back maybe 6.
I do like Washington's uniforms today, though.
6:15 Eastern time. Central time. Maybe we'll try to come back about 6:15 Eastern time. Central time, and maybe give you a wrap up of the games and tonight's game. Talk about tonight's game. How's that sound, Keith?
All right. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, guys.